Hello, my good YouTube friends. Good to see you again. So, guys, plays 1969 for some more Cities, Skylines, City Skylines version number 1, episode 8. Anyway, let's poply on into the game, as they say. And you may have noticed the tile on the start of this episode saying that our population has dropped down to 7,214, which is true. That's because up in here, we went ahead and changed some of the roadways. We did some roadway upgrading. So what that did is it kind of killed some of the houses that were around. So if we go into this view, we lost some houses along here, I think. Oh yes, we're in the middle of a disaster over here. All these trees, are they on fire again? No, we're good. Yeah, we upgraded this road here. So we lost a bunch of houses along this. It's okay, they're rebuilding and the population will increase again. But the main thing that I really wanted to have a look at was over here in Foggy Mall. What is this? Band value policy, sugar band, street music, info. Oh, now it's the second time City Hall has caught fire. They're putting it out. Gonna still go on for a bit, but it looks like what we're going to end up having to do is we're going to have to end up building some shelters, and we're going to have to build some radio masts and stuff like that to try to give us a little bit more heads up. Oh, the lightning just took out a power line, so let's see if we can fix this right on the fly. Because our government works fast here at Senior City. And there we go. Look at that. Wasn't even an interruption. Oh, we got some going on here. I think one of those main lines, yeah, they're just going to the pumping station. Oh, you son of a, look, right in front of my eyes, look. I think we're getting rid of a few trees here. Fix that one up. Go. Oh, we had lightning strike over here. What can we do as far as disasters go? Let's see what we can do. Disaster response unit, short radio mass. And how much will this of the city will it cover? Oh, pretty much all of it. If I can put it down around here. So can I get away with putting it in here? Yeah, I think I can. There we go. My population is at 7,000. So how many does this service? Yeah, that'll take in 1,000 people. So overall, we need 7 of these within our city to be able to help all the folks. So let's throw one there to start with. We're going to want One in that section. One down here. 3. One down there, that's 4. 2 over here. 5. 6. 7. All right, so we got enough in there now to carry our population. Now we got to do is draw an evacuation route. So stop. Stop. Over there. Here. 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 Here and back. Yep. And we want to kind of do this with every section that we have. Oh, so escape routes. There, bloody icon stuck on there. Okay, yeah. And do escape routes on this one. So one. Stop. Stop. There. There. Into back this way. What do we got going on here, folks? There, there. There's something wrong here. What I kind of want to do is I kind of want to come up this street, put a stop maybe. Let's put a stop on that side of the street. Huh? Do that and let's see if we can reconnect it like the line. Okay, and then we shut this off again. Click on this shelter over here and do it again. So now we now to stop. 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 And to that stop there. Up there and complete the line. Now we got an issue over here, people. Not enough. Yeah, they want educated workers. So I'm going to have to check the school system here again. Looks like our demand for population is coming up again as well. But this is where the game can kind of pull you off into different directions and kind of make you focus on too many things at once. So if it becomes overwhelming, just pause the thing. Just pause for station identification, which is what I think I'm going to do here in this case, because I want to finish the rest of those shelters. So, all right, so where's our next one? So we did this entire area down here, that's covered. Now we need to do the one here. So we're going to build an evacuation line over here. So I want to go here. That stop there. Here. There. And complete the line. Then no, and then here. Stop. And stop. 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 Side of the road. Here. Let's add one there, and then I'm gonna connect it back. Yep. Get this guy over here. I just want to run from. Okay, let's come out of here that way. So let's put a stop here, here, do one here, and down here, back, and you want to put this one here, and this one here, and then to the beginning. Complete the line. There we go. So I think we have. Do we have all of our disaster routes done? Check this one. Nope, didn't finish the one in here, so we need to put a line in here. So here, here, opposite side of the street, down here, opposite side of the street. Stop it there. There. Yeah, back to the shelter. Yeah, I had it there for a sec. Had it there again and again. It's being tricky. There we go. Complete the line. There we go. So I think now, if we have another disaster strike or storm, I think we at least got a way to address it now. So, all right. So that being said, our population demands up. Put some more residential zones inside here, and then we wanted to have a look at the education because it's kind of dropping. So we have 2 elementary schools, and the high school there. Should really have a high school over here too, I'm thinking. And then because it's a high school, we want to put in a park, maybe a playground. Right here. There we go. Now, the last part of the education problem is universities, and I don't think we are up to a point yet where we can build one. No, need 8,000 on our population before we can do that. So hopefully that will address the issue. Still got some quite a bit of complaining over here. So what you can do in this instance, you see, because the industry demand is so low, there is nothing wrong with taking those jobs away. Just come in here and say, okay, we're going to eliminate that industry right now because we don't have enough pops to support it. And when the demand goes up, we'll put it back in. No big deal, right? Okay, so traffic is probably getting fairly backed up here. You know, we've dropped down to about 75%, which is not great, but part of that is the problem of the road hierarchy system that we put in. We started off with nothing but small roads. You kind of need the bigger, faster roads on the outside of your zones that's put in. Sorry, I needed a drink. And the reason why you do that is you need a way for the commercial vehicles to speed along into the communities quickly, get in and out fairly quick. So I think we're doing okay in this zone. So do we have this zoned off yet as a district? Not really. Let's paint this in. Ooh. In case down the line we want to get into some specialization or something into this area. Take this off. This back a little. There we go. Florence Square. And we can change the houses in here, but if we do that, it's going to go ahead and people are going to leave and they're going to be, you know, we don't want things to go down. So what do we have in here? So we're telling them to enjoy parks and recreation. We're telling them to recycle. Recycle plastic. Everything is city planning on encouraging biking. After industrial waste to B&B. No loud noise at night. Heavy traffic ban. Yeah, make sure that there's other optional routes available because businesses in the city need to send and receive deliveries. Okay, so there was another tab that I wanted to look at, and that was the import-export tab. All right. So down here, what do we got? We got agricultural products. We have some forestry products. We have a little bit of mail and some ore products in here. So what's going on in the export tab? We're exporting a lot of goods. Interesting. At our zoning, everything's chugging along good. It looks like our demand for commercial is going up a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Can we? Let's see what we got in here, because this is a pretty good section we built. No, I think that's it for that section. Can start to expand maybe the commercial down this street. We could do that. So there's a little bit of demand, so let's just put in a little block going this way. What I really wanted to do now that it's sunny out is I wanted to have a look down in this section, see what the actual city looks like down here. I think we could get away with some type of zoning on that square. So we've kind of told it, you know, build a little shop or something in here. Yeah, I think we can get away with that in here. I really do. So let's zone that for residential. I think in here. What the hell do we got going on there? Right. Paintbrush tool might work better here. It's probably because of the pathways that I got. Speaking of pathways, I think what we should do here is we put one in here. Just turn off all the snapping. We just want to kind of freehand draw in here. There are trolley trams going by. Should probably check on that too and see how it's doing. Zoom out. Where is our trams? Okay. Lines of view. Let's have a view and see what's going on. Okay, so we have 80 passengers on that train, 22 on that one, 80 again. Yeah, I don't think we're meeting the capacity. There's 750 people at that one stop there. So we'll bring this up to bring it up to 7 vehicles. Let's have a look at the stop over here. Oh my goodness, yeah, they're just filling up people. I know we needed to have a look as well at stop moving around. Like buses maybe. Because right now we're just doing the trams, and maybe what we should do is have a main bus that goes along that line as well, because my goodness, there's a lot of people using that one tram there. Oh, what did we do? We got something going on. Not enough educated workers. We have enough schools in. Okay, I got 42% well-educated people. Maybe that's the problem. I'm guessing we're over-educated here. So there's a demand for 12 jobs in that one for highly educated. Okay, so they're really complaining because they want some really high educated folks, and the problem is we ain't up to population enough yet to build the university. We're close, but we're still a little ways away. Have another drink here. What does this one do? Yeah, that's just a very large high school. And that really, if you're gonna plop it down, should be using that to replace the regular high school. Yeah, because that high school there is not even full to capacity, right? So knowing that this is going to be a demand of the city, we should probably zone out a place for the actual university to go in. So let us go to the wow, that filled up with people already, eh? Check that out. Need some more residential built in here to look after this demand. So let's go to this tool, leave a spot open through here so we can put a pathway to connect these two areas here. Eventually, put some trees or something in there. Here, put water store in kind of thing. Okay, and we have some areas going on here with some death care as well. The dead person is waiting to be picked up. What are we doing here as far as our medical care anyway? So those are just medical clinics. Could probably stand to use a hospital. here instead. It would have had a lot of noise if we popped it down there, even though we get lots of coverage. This would also be great on the tram line, but it would definitely lose some of our commercial. No, I do like it down in here. Child Health Care Center. What if we just temporarily move the parking lot over across the side of the street? Over here. We'll get rid of that. I know everybody's upset, but we're going to a much larger facility. So we're going to put the hospital in here. There we go. Nice big hospital there. Now, as far as death care goes, healthcare, elder care, cemetery. All right. We got a cemetery over there. Yeah, really, by rights, that should be suffice. So what's going on here? 7 out of 10 hearses in use. That absolutely should be fine. There really shouldn't be any issues. Budgeting here. We're good on everything. Okay. You know what I did want to look at in here? Economy. Losing money on our transit system there for sure. That's one thing about this game I wish you could do. I wish you could set the ticket price for your bus, transit, whatever, right? Individually. That'd be cool. Sometimes in here you can get some more information on your imports, exports, and what levels you're at. Okay. Okay, now people are getting picked up. I guess they only really got to be concerned about cemetery when there's like thousands of those little X's all over the place. Okay, so what we did as far as in terms of education and building people, I think helped because we seem to have quelled the need for as many educated workers over here. Demand for commercials, okay. It's the residential that's always going crazy. And already, I just filled this in and people have built houses like crazy whack-a-mole crazy. So let's put some more. Whoops, that's not what we wanted. We don't want a commercial zone in there. Oh my goodness, people would be freaking out. Try residential this time, old guy. Let's go to that. There we go. And I think a nice path here with trees would look much better. That one. Pop that down. I wonder why I'm turning this off and on all the time is because this also will apply to your roads, your streets, and all that good stuff. All right, let's again do another check. We're doing okay here as far as water piping. Sewage treatment itself is getting a little on the low side. Man, I just don't want to keep plopping these down. So what do we need? This is an inland water treatment. Eco water treatment. $480 a week. I think we could afford this. Tank reservoirs for water pumping services. Vacuum trucks. Well, I'd only build one of these if we get a disaster that causes flooding, like if we get a tsunami. And I might then plop that down. I think this needs to be constructed on a road, if memory serves me. And it does throw off some noise, and it does throw off some ground pollution. Maybe it'd be good to build that down in here, since this is full of, woo, we've reached our 8,000. Welcome to Big Town. All right, so let's get this down. Water treatment plant. Let's get a pipe here to connect this puppy up. There we go. Let's see what that does once it comes online. Yeah, see, it's put it back in line. I just don't want to have all those outlet pipes, tons of them. Try to keep the city nice looking. After a while, we're going to try to clean this up and lower the pollution here. I mean, to some degree, but I don't think we're going to be 100% on that. Okay, and because now that we put that tram in, definitely convinced more people to travel. Problem is we're still getting tons of people, I think, at this bus stop here, this train stop. Let us have another look at that trolley trains again. Got 102 passengers using the line. There's 21 stops on this thing. You know, there's 445 people at that stop. That's a lot better than the 700 and something we had at that stop earlier. Can we get away shoving a few more vehicles on that line, see if we can take care of that? What we'll need to do, if you're, you know, really paying attention to your city, is what I would do at this point is I would make a note that you upped the budget on the trams. Because if we forget and then build another tram somewhere else, it's still, the game's going to look at all of them as the same thing. So right now I got this above 100%. So basically I've told the game, hey, add more cars and spend more money on this than to try to meet the demand. But we already know, because we looked at the last tab, that this is actually a losing venture, this tram. We're losing money on this all the time. Now, eventually we want to put all of your services in the green if you can. You know, that being said, and just keep a note of it, because if you go and you build trams somewhere else in the city, it's still going to follow that budgetary thing, because it's looking at the whole game. It's not looking at just that one section you built. So if we end up building more trams, like say maybe over in this part of the city or something like that, then what we need to do is then lower that number and increase the amount of lines so we can spread the trams out all over the place a little bit better. So again, that being said, let's have a look at trams again. I just want to see where that line's going. All right, so we got good coverage everywhere for that. But I think what we want to do now is, I think we want to encourage buses. So we have a big, huge commercial center over here. So I think we want to build some buses, and, you know, having some metro wouldn't be bad either. We get the infrastructure set up for that. So, you know, kind of, if we're going to put metro in, we want to have it on the main line. So I'm thinking, plus with the metro too, you kind of keep it underground and keep it away from people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hub there for metro. That'll kind of service this. We want to have trying to think of the trains coming here underground, thinking right across the street from the tram stop. we put in another. And then we want to have one down here in the industrial zone, so that people can get to work by using the metro. I think we want to have it close to the tram stop over here somewhere. Right here looks pretty good. So when people get off the tram, they can jump onto the metro. I think we'll loop that line around. Then I think over here might be a good stop by the gardens for one. And then we want one here in our commercial zone somewhere too, so people can get off of the metro and go do some shopping. See, and this is residential there. I don't want to build it on that. If I put it on anything, I'd rather knock down a commercial building or two. Put this in. The sound is kind of carrying over though into that. So I'm thinking it needs to be here. We're only gonna lose one building there. That's fine. Okay, and then we need our metro tracks, and we need to see way metro, Alveda metro station. Yeah, those are above ground metro stations. Okay. Yes, I'm kind of stumped at the moment because I don't remember right offhand. See, guys that play this all the time probably gonna be able to remember where things are. Thought maybe it was on the bulldoze tool. There is a way there. Toggle, yeah, toggle underground, but that's just so you want to tear something up. I need the underground. Come on, don't do this to me. Full anarchy. Ah. Don't tunnel. Okay. Let's put this on the curve. Cool. Okay. How I had this envisioned is that this part of the line would connect to this part, right? I gotta kind of loop it around here. This part of the line. I'm going to build it this way just because I may have to loop it around later. Like, what if I need to put a stop in here? So I'm kind of doing it with a little bit of future planning. Let's put this on a curve end. That's this way. Let's go straight line again. Connect that up. Okay, so we got the metro connecting there, 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 and there. Now we have to connect it over here. And that's it. Now you might say, oh, why didn't you put that in a circle? Well, you know, you're right. Eventually we will, but for right now we don't need to, because we can actually put in the stops. So I'm going to create a new line there and have that connect to here. Then that will come over to here. And then this comes up to here and here. Okay. And now we want to you could just go back to where you started it from and you say complete the line. Then you want to add another one. And then what you want to do, just to make sure that you're following directions correctly, go to where you put that last line. And actually, no, I don't think I need it. I got a back and forth one-way metro there. It should just be fine in itself. So let's see here. At some point today, I will click the right thing. And trams and metro. So do we want the metro to be green? 150 capacity. I'm thinking where this line stretches the whole city. Let's go with the 500 capacity metro line. And just give it a nice fancy pink color or something. That looks good. There we go. Now, hopefully that again, when it comes to like traffic, because we're at 74% flow, everything's going pretty good. This is our main busy area down here. What we're hoping is that metro will do over time will alleviate the stop, because then more people will take the metro here. So they'll get off the train, they'll go on the metro, and that'll get them across town. This tram here is kind of just to help them to get into this other zone and back. The other issue that we're going to have with this zone is the fact that people can't get in and out of this really quick. Now, I think we got some issues here with fire and police. It says the coverage is high there. Police coverage looks pretty good everywhere. I think we could stand to upgrade our cop job. So I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to bulldoze this. And we're going to put in a new, much bigger police station. Police headquarters, police headquarters. Why is there just two different flavors of it, I guess? Go with this one. I mean, space already occupied. I already had the police station in here, so put it over here then. Go. So yeah, I think you'll do well in this game as long as you're always keeping an eye to things and, you know, just kind of plopping things down as they're required, as they're needed. Monitor it and see how it's doing. Post truck. Transporting mail along to all the good folks. All right. Now that's been running for a second. 229 passengers on our tram. I mean, this is a very, very busy thing. Yeah, definitely really alleviated the stops up there. This one is still busy as all get out. 400 on there. I got like 12 trams on it already, so yeah. So looking at this, I think we still need buses. Buses will probably eliminate some of the traffic. Whoa, Nelly. Yeah, we got traffic grid through here. Pretty bad. I'm really gonna have to think about how to address this. Bring up our traffic tool. We'll see what we got going on here. So right now we're telling these guys to stop here and then have these guys just give way. Honestly think we might be better off if we told these guys to stop and then these guys just to give way on that side. Let's see what that does. Also, do we got traffic lights in here? We don't. Maybe we should have. So this is where I gotta stop and think, because you know, if I was City Planner Plays or if I was Biffa, immediately I would know, oh, here's how I fix this. I don't right offhand. I think I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Yeah, I know exactly what's causing all that traffic. There's one connection to the highway. It's only one. And I mean, we did build a nice little highway to get us some zoning here. Buildings are in here. So we got a police station in here, firehouse in here, and our evacuation center. I don't think I can upgrade this road to have it. I've caused a little bit of what Biffa likes to say, some porkiness on my roadways here. All right, we did alleviate this though now by putting in those other services. That bus stop there is, or should say tram stop, is nowhere near as busy as it was. Still got to find a way to convince these folks to stop using their cars. So let's have a look, see what's going on here. So he's exporting. He's on his way to a park. He's doing trash. He's exporting. So, okay, that's 2 on the exporting side. Delivering goods to the commercial zone. Exporting. Okay, so we have a lot of exporting happening. What would be a way to get the goods in and out of our city much more efficiently? Probably trains. I don't think our population is up high enough to do anything with trains. Yeah, we need 11,000 to be able to put in trains, because I was thinking, you know, we could put in a train hub here, because we got the train tracks. Put in a train hub over here to import and export goods out of here. That would stop everything from using the highway to do it, because that's what seems to be the issue over here. We got a lot of exporting. At least the tram is in the middle of it, so it's how people get around. Still, don't like this at all. All right, we're gonna have to conduct the great experiment. So I'm gonna turn the lights back on in here again. I want to see what that does. Certainly making it flow a little bit better. So the city has decided to put traffic lights in there. Okay, and because we only got, got one connection on this road, they're not using the one up here. So I think what they're doing is they're traveling down here to get out. I wonder if there's a metro line here. That'd be another way to get the people around. So what if we built a path. Oh, I gotta toggle this back up out of the underground. I think what I need to do here where's that doing some snapping? Toggle node snapping. Little pathway in here. So that way people that live here can get over here to get onto that metro a little bit better. Also thinking I should have another roadway connection in the middle here. Probably would hurt, or would it? Don't know. This is going to be another great experiment. Where's my picket tool? Okay. Build one in there. And bring up the traffic tool, see what we got here. Here, just yield. All right, our demand for residential has gone way up again. I like what we've done in here. It's just nice area. I think we can get away with maybe doing a little bit more zoning in here. Now it looks like we now have our high-rise buildings that we can start building. I don't know what the city would look like if we start putting high-rise places in here. Some office buildings in there might be nice. Let's bring up our budget tab because I don't think I set our economy for these. We need to. Let's get these all up to 12%. Okay. Now. Just going to see what those office buildings look like in there. I mean, if they look horrendous, we'll take them out. But let's build some more res here. Strip out. No, actually, I think that was prompting them to build there, but put that back in. Same issue with not enough educated workers. So now I should be able to build the university, which I can, but I need to plan out a good spot to put that. Maybe down here might be a good spot to put that university, because this is the newer spot of the city that I built that we said, oh yeah, this is going to look really good. And now that I'm thinking about it, those office buildings aren't going to build. And the reason why they're not is because that is tied to the industry. Once you get enough educated people, they'll work in offices as opposed to the actual industry. So where my demand is so low on that, they're not even going to go in there. But I still want to see what like a high density area would look like. So let's see if we can build like a Skylines in there, and maybe we'll have the odd little skyrise section here. Let's say we built some nice big high-rise apartment complexes here beside the hospital as well. We'll just see how that looks, but I think what I need to do is put the trying to think what would be a nice looking spot to put that university. this is a residential area here, and eventually we're going to want to have buses go to it. We also want it close to amenities. So you know what? I think I'm going to put it in here. So what is this road here? This is what? Reed Street. That's a 4-lane with tram tracks. So I think we need to stick with a 4-lane in here. Four-lane road with sidewalks, decorative trees, sidewalks, trees. We're gonna go. Is there one with bus lanes and trees? Maybe. This large avenue with bus lanes and trees. Asymmetrical road, 5-lane. Maybe I will use the trams because I could then extend the stops out around here. Let's just see how this looks. We're gonna. Do I need such a big ass road here? So it's gonna work as a collector. We really don't want to turn that into a collector. Two-lane road with M's. Two-lane road with medium trams and bicycle lanes. Well, that looks like probably the better option. Because what I'd like to do is build like a section here where, you know, it's going to be for the school kids. Build it off of that. Extend it down to there. Looks pretty nice. And because it has tram tracks in it, I kind of want to build it in a bit of a circle. Bring that down to there. Oh. I think we'll extend that all the way out. And the reason for that is I'm thinking I can upgrade this into the same type of deal here and maybe extend the tram stops around here for the actual university. Yeah, that sounds like the ticket. That sounds like the way to go. So let's pick this. And we upgrade this section here to include tram tracks. We got that built in. We will continue this road here. We need to zone this. Pedestrian area. Paint a pedestrian area. Paint campus area. That's what we want. This is going to be our campus, so build that in here. Go. Education tab. Public library. What else we got? Modern Technology Institute of Creative Arts Community School. Wow, we have a lot of stuff we can plop down here. I think we're just going to go with the game's standard university. Well, I like this building. Let's plop this one down here. One more square. One more square. No. No. That's looking pretty good. Let us build a walkway these. Snapping. Oh, no, the walkway's kind of already extended there, hasn't it? I'll extend it out to here, though. And we will finish. I'm going to finish this off with a little bit of high density commercial. Just so we can meet the demand in there a little bit. Now, oh, water pipes. We've forgotten our pipes. It's down to here. Here. Bring this water pipe into here. There we go. Keeping that happy. And works. Like, yeah, I got some parks right there. Tropical gardens. Fishing island don't make sense. Why is that not recognizing that as a road pay? Then yet it wants to pop it down there right across the road. Ice cream. That'll look good in there. Nice little ice cream parlor plaza there. Pick up a sundae. And park maintenance building, nope. Don't want these small parking lots. I think what I'm looking for is still in the parks thing. This plaza here would look nice up front. I know I plopped them down before. Props. Down a little fountain. One down on either side, so it matches. Now, for the life of me, I could have swore that we had built a park that was a shopping cart return. Fire marks. All kinds of cool stuff in here because of mods. Other parks. There they are. Parking lot. Parking lot in there. Parking lot on this side and a parking lot on that side. There we go. So that people can visit those plazas and have extra parking there for the university. We do got some people attending it right away, which is good. Now, we got to build up some more residential. Oh, this isn't connected. Okay, I know why. I'm just thinking in the future, this is going to circle around with a tram as well. In the meantime, it's not going to. Let's have a look here at our trams. What are we doing now on those? Oh yeah, we've alleviated the stuff on the stops big time. So what now I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take this down because I may have too many cars on it. Let's bring it down to just 100%. So it's, you know, operating where it should be. Stops. Okay, this is what we're looking for. Let's see if we could drag a stop to move it. What if we brought it over here? Still have the return line there. I think here we want to drag to add a stop in front of the campus. And I think also stop there. There we go. Now that'd be another way for our students to get there because there'll be a tram line that goes down there so the students can get to the university. All right, so far we haven't had anything major happen as far as putting the larger skyscraper type style homes here. They look fine. What other type of zoning can I get in here? Maybe some more. I want to put kind of beautify that. Yeah, I think I will zone that way. The high residential. Let's do it on the opposite sides of these buildings so that they kind of mirror each other. Let's see what builds in there. I know we're going to have this one until we ever, until we decide to maybe expand this. I don't want to cut that back down into a regular road until I decide I'm absolutely not going to do something there. Because if I do it, I'm going to forget that the plan was to maybe extend that down. I have a tennis court, I think, in here somewhere too. Up, down. What I'm looking for is, I know with the industries DLC, there was a way to sidewalk to put in tourism and leisure. My brain's not down. Thinking of too many things at once here. As I was trying to say, they had put in, like, with this you can do your campuses or whatever with those DLCs. Like I know there's hotels that I can build now. Pedestrian area and plazas. This is all park stuff. These are tourism. And maybe it's because I'm looking under the park tab. Maybe you got to be back under education. First, sports, museums, grade school campus. Okay, so yeah, so I kind of put the university in, but then you can kind of grade school administration bill. Maybe this is what I'm looking for here. Building must be placed along the roadside. There, campus area info. Alrighty, so academic year reports, tuition fees, expenses, policies. Yep, we're into the right map here now. So I guess for right now, we just want to let that build on its own. Wait now, or do you have to? Forgive me here, folks. I think what you need to do is you need to plop that down. Then after it's down, yeah, now you can build the other additional buildings. Dormitory, trade school, study hall, groundskeeping, and book club. There's a bunch of other buildings there to unlock. Police academy can be built in there. So I think what we really need here, we need dorms for the students to live in. I'm going to put space in between so I can build pathways between this stuff. And study hall. And over here, maybe? Yeah, put the study hall here. We gotta build some more walkways here. Natural path there going around. I think we could get away with building one this way as well. Well, I will be the first to admit that that looks like absolute shite. So I'm not going to put that in there. I don't know if the people will use this because it kind of looks like it's curved off, but maybe they will. Wait and see. That looks a little bit better. Okay, now in our city, our biggest demand now is people want us to build homes. They want us to build so that they can have homes. Now, how did we do over here as far as residential buildings? Yeah, these look okay. You know, I think we can get away with that. That looks fine. Yeah. Now, do we want to build some high-rise homes along here, along the highway? And maybe we could do that. Let's see what this is on. You know, I think we can get away with it. I'm gonna tell these folks, sorry, you have to move out. I'm gonna put some high-res right in there. And over here, same idea. Yeah, we'll see what that does over time. Because you gotta kind of want to look at your no pun intended, your city skyline. You know what I mean? You want to look to make sure everything's going good as far as the beautification goes. So it looks like now we've run, you know, past an hour now on this episode. So I'm gonna put a cut in here. I hope you're enjoying my playthrough of City Skylines. I really, really love this game. I thoroughly enjoy city builders along with like strategy games and sports games. And you know, if you're following my channel, you're going to get a little taste of everything. So hopefully there'll be something here for you. And if there is, give us a like, give us a subscribe, maybe even comment and say, hey, I'd like to see you try to build something in here, or maybe you got plans. Would you like me to do something over here? Or maybe you got some good ideas of how we can expand this road structure so that we're getting, you know, more than just the one connection here. This is really what's causing or had caused our traffic issues with this one connection. But you know, when you get problems like that, that's when you got to start looking at alternatives and saying, well, I need to put some metro in or some trains or something of that nature, right? So you always kind of want to build out those services to match your population. Anyway, this on pause and just do a nice little panoramic, and I'll shut up for a second. With that, such a nice little view, and I appreciate everybody that's following along, and we'll hope to see you in the next one. This is Soul Guy Plays 1969. Till next time, folks, we'll be seeing you. Bye-bye.